That's Damon.
That's Kevin.
And we're implicitly biased.
Yes, sir. So, Kevin, I believe that we all have a sixth sense.
Okay.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Do you believe that we all have a sixth sense?
I do. I believe. And I don't know everybody's sixth sense is the same.
So you think it's like X-Men? Like we all have different powers?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like some people can sense the validity of people, the goodness in people, or whether they're a good person or not. Some people can sense somebody watching them, or what the weather's going to be that day, or with no formal training, they know. They have that sixth sense about that. Yeah. And I think lots of people have different sixth senses.
Sixth senses. No, I believe that and just for me, I believe that our sixth sense is our soul. Okay. I believe that.
Like watching out for.
Yeah, I believe it's like.
The gaps in the other senses, maybe?
I wouldn't even say watching. I believe it's like a spiritual awareness almost. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
It's because like in the movie, like the kid who could sense dead people or whatever. But I feel like it's just like our soul, and I think all yours are kind of the same as mine. Mm-hmm. It's like the soul is just kind of constantly aware, and it just has these these things that are so like some people have better eyesight than other people. Some people have better hearing. Some people have better taste buds. I believe our soul's kind of the same way. There, it has different sensitivities to different things. But I believe that is the sixth sense that we all have. But I think it's just like every other
Some
sense.
people learn how to hone it better.
Yeah, some people learn how to use it better. Some people learn how to in different aspects of it. Because I mean, the sense of taste. There's different things that you taste better than you you have a sense to taste those things better than you taste. You could taste sweet better than you could taste salty, or you desire salty more than you desire. I think it's those kind of things, and I don't know. I think that we all do have one, and I think in one of our other videos, I said all six of our senses, blah blah blah, and I just kept talking, and somebody was like, "We don't have six senses, we have five," and I'm like. But no, we do. In my opinion, we do. Yeah. Like it seemed like I misspoke, but I actually didn't. I was saying what I didn't explain it, but I was saying how I really feel. I think we have six senses. I mean, it's the one that we can't really verify. But
I think unless you really hone it, you can't verify it. But as with anything else, if you focus on something long enough, you can definitely verify it or explain it better than most people can.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's, there's whole documentaries on people healing themselves with their mind. And I believe that's part of our sixth sense. The soul is able to heal the physical body with just by focusing and meditation and stuff like that. And then, deja vu and stuff like that. Like you foresee something. And I believe it's all part of the soul. It is the mechanism that God put into us to help us. And I guess what you're saying is it kind of correlates to what I'm trying to say. It does fill in the gaps of the issues that we have with our other five senses. It kind of is the buffer that helps us, I guess live or move.
Well, and I think a lot of it if you just want to get on a non-religious spiritual level, you can taste something, but until it connects with the other ones, it doesn't become a memory. And I think the soul or the spirit can help wrap it all up. Or when you're walking out in the woods, you can't see, you can hear. I think it kind of blends everything together to give you a picture that you'll be all right, or there's extreme danger. And I think that helps what lights off the fight or flight. There's lots of things unexplained with the human bodies and human beings, period. But like the Native Americans believe that cutting your hair, leaving your hair long, helped you connect to everything around you. It extended your senses out. And I can see that. Yeah. I can definitely see that.
But I think to the point you were trying to make, I think that's why there are things that you should enjoy and you should like, but you don't, and you can't explain why, because there is a sense, there's another sense there that doesn't agree with it. Or like you were saying about people, there are people there where there's like everybody likes them, and instantly, I'm one of those people all the way. Either, I can pretty much tell in the first 1 or 2 minutes if I'm going to like you down the road or I'm not. It's very rare when I don't like somebody to start out with and then I end up liking them later down the road. For the most part, I can tell within the first minute or two if I'm really going to like you or not going to like you. And I get a lot of crap by that. They're like, "Oh, you don't even know me." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I kind of know I ain't going to like them." I can kind of just sense, feel that they're not my type of person. Not that I'm going to treat them bad. I'm going to be mean to them or anything like that. I just know, like, pretty soon me and you aren't going to be friends, or we're never going to, like, really hang out or anything like that, because you're just not my type of person.
Yeah.
And I think that's that other sense, the soul thing. It's not anything I can quantify, because most of the time when that happens, I can't be like, "Oh, well, they did this and they do that." I just met you. There's no reason for me to say I don't like you, but I just don't. It's nothing you did to me, nothing you even really said. I just don't like you. And I think that's that sixth sense.
I definitely think that. And I mean, it can apply to anything too, because like you could be cooking and just reaching for stuff and you know what to grab. You don't even have to look at it sometimes. You know what to grab. And it's not even that you know where it is. It's the spirit tells you what your ancestor spirit tells you what needs to go in this food and how much to give to it and all that.
That explains the saltiness conversation we had earlier. Because you guys' ancestral spirit don't use salt.
I don't associate with them. But that's where honing it is.
Right.
Because they did, like you said, some of them don't use seasoning. Right. So they haven't sharpened the seasoning soul.
The seasoning portion of their soul.
And I have taken a grinder to that so I don't get lumped in with the non-seasoned folks.
No, I just, and I think that even, it goes deeper, like, because even when it comes to, like, we always go back to eating. But even when it comes to eating, if there's one part of the senses, because we all know that eating engages all of them. Eating, you need to, even if it's just touching in your mouth, even if you like eat it with your, you touch the food, you smell the food, you taste the food, you have to see the food to get it into your mouth. You hear the food when you're chewing it, and when so
or you hear that sloppy mac and cheese.
Yeah, nothing like it. Oh my God, have mercy, Jesus.
But when all those connect together, you also trigger the memories, and I think that's where that part clicks in.
Right.
But I mean, you drive home, all of a sudden you want to take a left where you normally take a right, and then later you find out there was an accident down there,
right.
or you find out that road was closed and you never knew it. I think that plays a big part, just here and there throughout, just sprinkled wherever.
Yeah, and I think that's what helps people establish the validity of the sixth sense. Because we were saying, how do you really prove it? But I mean, I think that's one of the things that for women, their scapegoat is women's intuition. But for us, we just kind of are like, well, I don't know. I just thought I didn't want to go that way. I just didn't want to do it. I had a feeling,
Yeah.
But for women, they're like, oh, women's intuition. But I think that's their, and I think on a level, women are more in tune to that in most cases than men are, because they're allowed to socially, like they in their mind, they're like, men are supposed to be, the strength of your abilities, the strength of you being a man, and women are more submissive to outside influence. They're more submissive,
they're more sensitive to the senses. They're more sensitive to that.
Yeah.
So in being more sensitive, they can hone it better and learn how to yield it, to wield it.
I agree. I don't know, and that to me, I just that sense, like pears. And we're going back to food, but like pears. Pears smell good. Pears look good. They make this dessert that I've always wanted to try with pears. Everything about pears looks good, and they even taste good. But the feeling of pears in my mouth, that grainy, gritty feeling is disgusting.
I love it.
I hate it. And everything else about pears, and just that one thing makes pears disagreeable. Like, now, obviously, I'm fat. I'll eat them in a pinch. I ain't going to turn nothing down, not too much anything. But But for the most part, when it comes to pairs, I'm like, nah, I'm good, because that one thing disagrees, and that's what I was saying about earlier, how it can be just that, like everything else seems fine, but that connection, there's something there on that other sense that rejects it, and when that rejects it, I think that proves it. I think to me that proves the validity of it, and it definitely can change your perspective on a whole lot of things if that one sense that's deep down inside of you doesn't agree. I mean, if you burn your hand, you know why you don't agree with it. If you, you see something that's disgusting and it corrupts your stomach or whatever, then you know, okay, there's a problem. But there's other times where it's like, something doesn't feel right.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a feeling.
And it's just this weird feeling, and you don't know why, and it just doesn't, and you don't understand why. And if you can't acknowledge that's a sixth sense, then...
Or on the flip side, something just feels so absolutely right, you have to do it this way. And if it's done any other way, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And I professionally have that problem a lot, because I do things my way, and someone sees it, authoritative person, you're not supposed to do it that way. The end result was this way. I got here this way safely. I did it this way because this is the way that feels right. Your way is 6 extra steps. So you could quantify it that way as extra work, but even doing it the correct way sparks something off this is not right. And it's weird that like it really gets me in driving, because like some days you'll be like, you'll just trust it. You'll get over you'll switch lanes. And this lane maybe going slow for 2 seconds, and all of a sudden this lane is backed up and you get the flyby. That happens to me all the time. And it's like, it doesn't make sense why I got in that lane. Just happened to get over there, and boom, and
there you go.
Zip right around.
Well, I mean, that's your special sense of sixness. Sense of sixness.
Okay.
That's a lot of.
But I do believe in a sixth sense of some sort.
I do too.
But not that everybody's is the same.
No, I don't think we all, and like you said, we all don't nurture it. We all don't feed it. What you feed is going to grow, and what you starve will die. And so, man, I've heard that before, but every time I hear that saying, I mean, it really makes me want to do some self-reflection. Maybe we'll do a segment on that, next week or something. Whatever you feed will grow, whatever you starve will die. Remember that. God bless you.
Peace. We're out.
Roll that beautiful music. Kevin, roll that beautiful music.